Yes. Welcome, everybody. Cannabis News with Joe Klare. It's November 23rd, 2018. Presented, as always, by the Marijuana Times. Check us out at marijuanatimes.org. Click the video tab at marijuanatimes.org to find the show. A bunch of great articles there as well, social media links, and more. All at marijuanatimes.org. Today we're talking about New Jersey and possible legalization. I know we're talking about that for quite a while now, but apparently it's almost here. They're almost ready to start working or finishing the process of marijuana legalization in New Jersey. Also, well-known actor raising money for kids to be able to use medical marijuana, and marijuana activists are already looking ahead to 2020, the year 2020, for what kind of marijuana law reform measures can be possible then. All of that is coming up. First, of course, Cannabis News is brought to you by Natureside, nature-side.com, and their organic, all-natural pesticides. You want to grow safe and poison-free. If you're in a state where it's legal to grow, there are likely pesticide regulations. There's banned pesticides. There's other regulations you need to follow. You can do so with Natureside. Besides, you don't want to be using harmful chemicals on things that people are going to be ingesting. Organic, all-natural, Natureside. Grow safe and poison-free with them. Go check them out, a proud sponsor of Cannabis News. This first story by Julia Granowitz over at marijuanatimes.org. New Jersey lawmakers to vote on legalization after Thanksgiving. Of course, it is the day after Thanksgiving today, so all you have the dreaded Thanksgiving hangover. I feel you. I feel you, as the kids say. Anyway, the Senate has finally decided it's time to get the process rolling as far as introducing a bill to legalize recreational marijuana. Voting by the full Senate will begin the Monday after Thanksgiving, with the Assembly possibly voting as soon as December. Apparently there's been some back and forth between the Senate and the Assembly and the governor about the tax rate. Everybody's for legalization. The governor, that's one of his platform plans, Governor Murphy. One of the things that got him elected last year was his support for marijuana legalization. They've been working on it all year. Maybe they're on the precipice of getting this done. Senate Bill 2703, which is better known as the New Jersey Cannabis Regulatory and Expungement Aid Modernization Act. Why it is called that, I don't know. We legalize the possession and personal use of an ounce of or less of marijuana by adults 21 years of age and older. It also create a regulatory system and impose a 12% commercial tax and an additional 2% excise tax for towns hosting cannabis businesses. We've been talking, and it's time to move forward, said Sweeney, the majority leader in the Senate in New Jersey. Blanked out on the word. He said, he told NJ Advanced Media, so hopefully we can get to an agreement with the governor. Hopefully so. It's taken a while. I mean, I've been following these stories. We've been doing this show over a year now. That entire year we've been talking about New Jersey and marijuana legalization. And maybe, possibly, it's going to be coming, or at least the bill's going to be voted on in December. So that'd be good for the people of New Jersey. Obviously, this next story from marijuanamoment.net. Walking Dead actor raises money for kids who use medical marijuana. Norman Reedus, who plays zombie-slaying Daryl Dixon on AMC's The Walking Dead, is once again raising money to help kids suffering from serious illnesses to get medical marijuana treatment. Right now, for every $5 you donate to savingsophie.org, you're entered to win some Reedus-signed memorabilia from the organization. He tweeted out the link on his Twitter. So through the donations to the nonprofit, Sophie's parents, quote, hope to pay it forward. I should tell you about Sophie. Let's jump the gun. I jumped the gun. Anyway, Saving Sophie is a nonprofit set up by the parents of Sophie Ryan, who was diagnosed with a low-grade optic pathway glioma brain tumor when she was 8 years old. They created a Facebook for the child's situation. Their friend introduced them to Ricky Lake and filmmaker Abby Epstein, who were in production on the recently released documentary Weed the People. Sophie's brain tumor has shrunk up to 90% with a combination of chemo and cannabis oil. Sophie's parents, quote, hope to pay it forward to those who are now in the same financial troubles we once found ourselves in. Reedus previously tweeted out about donations for cannakids.org for a raffle featuring some of his autographed gear. That was in January of 2017. So, guy lending his obvious fame and notoriety and Twitter following for good causes. It's not a good cause. I mean, it's a big thing in Hollywood. It always has been to come out for good causes, but I don't think medical marijuana for kids has reached the level to where it's really mainstream. Although why it wouldn't be, I don't know. Helping sick kids, it seems like a bandwagon you want to get on. But hey, I'm not some of these people. But Norman Reedus is fully on the bandwagon and using, again, like I said, some of his notoriety to help kids who need it. This last story is from thehill.com. Marijuana backers plot ambitious campaign. Advocates of legalizing medical and recreational marijuana are planning a wave of new ballot measures in the coming years. The Hill. This is what this sentence says. Are planning a wave of new ballot measures in coming few years, buoyed by wins scored this year's midterm elections in swing and conservative states. That's brutal. It's a brutal series of words that the Hill put together. Supporters say they're likely to field measures in states like Ohio and Arizona in 2020, and potentially in Florida and North Dakota. Well, North Dakota, the people behind the measure that just failed North Dakota have already said that they're coming back in 2020. There's also plans for initiatives to legalize medical marijuana in Mississippi, Nebraska, and South Dakota. Matt Schweiss, Deputy Director of the Marijuana Policy Project, said, quote, 2020 provides an opportunity to run medical marijuana and legalization campaigns across the country. Typically, presidential elections offer better turnout and more supportive electorate. See, I'd be surprised if there weren't a large number of initiatives being run. Statutory, constitutional legalization of medical marijuana. It's going to be a big opportunity for our movement to build momentum. So already looking forward to 2020, and you have to. It's a long process. A lot of these states, with the ballot measures, you have to get a lot of signatures. You have to get, you have to raise money. You have to get signature gatherers. There's a lot to go on, and now less than 2 years to do it. And thanks everybody for checking out the show. Another great week in the books here at Cannabis News. Have a great weekend. Have a weekend. Please, for me, for my sake, have a weekend. Have a great weekend. Be safe. We'll see you next week. Keep sharing, liking, commenting on the videos. Search Marijuana Times on Apple Podcasts for the audio-only version of the show. Of course, thank you to Natureside, nature-side.com, and their organic, all-natural pesticides. Thanks for watching and listening. We'll see you next week right here on Cannabis News.